do now is I'm going to hand it back over to Lori. She's going to set us up for what's going to happen next. We're going to play with this, and we'll see where we go. Oh, sorry.
All good.
Yep.
Okay. So what I'm inviting you to do now, again, observe the team, please. And in your fast chat groups, as you are observing, you will notice Alexander make 2 moves. And as he's making those moves, after he makes the first move, decide if it's a coaching move or if it's a facilitation move, okay? And then he'll make a second move. After he makes that second move, decide if it's a coaching move or a facilitation move, okay? So over to the team, and again, while they're doing their thing and he makes his move, determine what kind of move it is.
So I'd like to go back to Juliet again. I know, Elizabeth, that you rated her lower. Maybe you could tell us more about why.
I rated her lower because I see her very consistently in the weeds. She is in the weeds of the technical aspect of what needs to get done, and she's great. She is great at getting that piece of work done, at delivering the clients like her, but I don't see her motivating her staff. I don't see people wanting to follow her.
Elizabeth, I'm sorry, how do you think Patty got where she got?
I thought we're discussing Juliet. I mean, I'm trying to explain.
Well, it is a big piece of it. I mean, you have to be able to technically mentor the people that you're bringing up underneath you.
Well, I
So
think
if you don't have those technical
yeah,
chops.
there are other places.
Sorry to interrupt, but can I jump in for a second? Yeah, and I just want to jump in and give you a hand. That'd be okay? And so, Shelley, I'd like to jump in and help you out a little bit. Is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, great. So, I'm wondering if I could just work with you a little bit here and maybe help you move this ball forward. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, good conversation, a good hours with a conversation on your 5 candidates. And I think, Shelley, you've asked a couple times now, let's make a decision, move to consensus. What I'm noticing is it's not really happening yet. So my thought is, let me jump in, take you through a process, get you moving, and so we can move the ball forward. How's that?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah? That's like a good idea?
Yeah.
All right, good. So I'll make it very simple to do this. We're not going to do a big style consensus. Just want to go around, look at the candidates, give hands up who's in for the candidates, and then if you don't get the candidates, I believe you did say, right, that if you can't get consensus, then it would be the person whose candidates are who would make the decision. So if you can't get consensus, then it would be Elizabeth that makes the decision. That's what I think what you would agree to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Remember that?
yeah.
Yeah, you may have forgotten that. Yeah. Yeah. So that's good. You know, sometimes we forget. So, quick, Melinda, hands up on Melinda. Who wants Melinda?
Yeah.
So 2, 3. All right, good. Who wants a Kiko?
Definitely.
2, 3. All right, who's in with Christian? Yeah. How about Sam?
Yeah.
Go there.
Okay. And then how about Juliet?
Yeah.
All right. So, you know, so this is the conversation I've been noticing now for quite a bit. What's occurring to me is that you don't really have consensus. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, we do not have.
Yeah,
Right,
clearly
Shelley? I mean, does that, you see that?
Yeah, that's what's been happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it. So my understanding is that the default is you, Elizabeth, so this is your decision to make. I think that's what you agreed to, right?
Yeah, it is.
Patty.
Isn't that good?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So what happens now?
So I guess it's your decision to make.
So in your fast chat groups, please determine whether that was a coaching move or a facilitation move and why. Okay, we are going to bring it back to the team for the next part of the discussion.
We're going to replay it.
Start over.
Yeah. We're going to replay that.
Okay. Okay, we're going to replay.
Okay. So, I think we need to still talk about Sam and Juliet. Now, Elizabeth, what was your concern so much about Juliet?
I feel like Juliet is mired in the detail. The clients love that she has this technical expertise, but she is not able to think more systemically. She's not able to think strategically.
She gets it done, though.
But getting it done is not going to get us where we need to be 5 years from now. Like what we're going to need to do 5 years from now.
But so much of being a leader is being able to mentor those that are underneath you from a technical perspective, right? So if people who are working for her know more than she does, and she's trying to lead them, like she will lose all credibility with them, and they won't follow her.
I think that there are lots of places one can go for technical expertise. I mean, our whole organization is built on technical expertise. There are so many people.
And you look to your leader for that technical expertise.
To some degree, but if your leader is not able to really help you develop, if your leader is not really able to point you in the direction and work with you on where
So, may I jump in?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. So, Shelley, may I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So, what is your perspective on how things are going right now?
It's not going the way I'd hoped. Been trying to make a decision, and we're just not getting to consensus.
Yeah. No, we're not.
Not at all.
So, question to the team: do you all see the same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Clearly, we're two sides of the coin here.
So I'm curious, Shelley, what has to happen next?
Well, next, when we talked about setting up this process, we had actually said, next, if we can't hit consensus, then it defers to whosever area it is. So then it would be Elizabeth that would go to. Right?
So if I may,
end.
it's something that I remember as well. Shelley, so what has to happen? What do you do now? What does the team do with that?
Well, now let's say I turn it over to Elizabeth. We've had this discussion. It's been about an hour. We haven't reached consensus. So now it is up to you, Elizabeth, to make this decision and take in whatever information I guess you need.
And I will invite you to have a conversation, move forward, and I'm just going to move back.
And I'm okay with that. I mean, that is what we agreed to. One thing I would ask is that, because we are so different in our opinions on this, that before you make that decision, you take into account some of our considerations about what success looks like in this organization.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously I also want to set up my successor for success in this organization. I'm not trying to advocate for someone who's not going to be able to succeed, to lead a team, and to please clients and deliver results. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know that we can do that here right now. Maybe we could take it offline.
Yeah, and I think talking too about how to fill those development gaps that we see maybe from a technical perspective, or you see from a leadership perspective.
Yeah.
Maybe you
Yes,
could help
please.
us with that, Shelley?
Absolutely. So why don't we take this one offline, and then that'll give us time to move on, because we have to go to Michael's now.
Okay.
Go.
Okay. So in your fast chat groups, please talk about whether that second move that Alexander made was a coaching move or a facilitation move, and why. Do that for a couple of minutes. Okay. I'd love to see a show of hands, please. The first move, coaching move. If it was a coaching move, the first move, was it a coaching move? Raise your hands. Okay. The second move, if it was a coaching move, raise your hands. Very good. Yay. Okay. Now, why was the first move a facilitation move by process of elimination? Why was the first move a coaching move by process of elimination?
Facilitation.
5. I'm sorry, a facilitation move. Thank you. Why was the first move a facilitation? It focused on process and, I'm sorry? Okay. Okay. And did you notice Alexander? What was the difference between 1 and 2 in terms of Alexander's approach? Anyone? 15. He took over. In the facilitation move, Alexander took over. It really was about we. And he moved into the group and just controlled it, right? As opposed to, in the second move, what did he do differently? Anyone? What was different about the second move, the coaching move? He asked questions. Did you notice anything about how many words he used in the second one? He used fewer words. Good. What other things did anyone notice about the distinctions between the two? What was different about his tone? He was softer when he was in the coaching mode. Nice. Yeah, there was a bit of control there in the first one. Excellent. Yes. Good. Maybe even a little bit of judgment in the first one? Okay. What else? There was more of a focus on what can they do when he is not there, right? The lasting skills is what I heard you say. Nice. Sustainability is something we talk about a lot in the team coaching realm. Good. The power was with the leader and the team, or the facilitator in this case. Yes, the power in the first one was with Alexander. The power in the second one was not with Alexander. It was with the team or the facilitator. Good. All right. Thank you all for playing in our fast chats.
So before we end, I would like to first of all thank you, Lori. Thank you so much. And a real round of applause. Great. So some folks ask us, was that real? Oh yeah, that is real. And that's how it looks. Now, obviously, I put a little bit more emphasis on the facilitation. I did a bit more, you saw that. I'm not quite that aggressive. But this is how it happens. And what's interesting about what happened with this client is the real turning point was when Shelley got her power back. You see, what was happening is that was the derailment, and Shelley got her power back, was able to do, and she reminded the group of an agreement. And the group fell into, we did say that, and then they had it happen. And this is the way it happened over and over again throughout the course. Okay, so we'll leave it at that.